Correct Mitsubishi. My name is Nathan and today we're doing a walk around video on the stunning 2015 Toyota Corolla Ascent. Now, many of you that must be doing research, especially on these particular cars, will know how great of a value this car really is. So don't miss out, especially in this kind of condition. You don't want to miss out on a car like this. So what we're going to do is run through and try to point out as much as we can around the car, as well as some of the features that does come in this particular model. Now, starting off at that front end, you've got that beautiful Toyota look. Now, this is pretty much incorporated into a lot of their design at the moment. Yes, it has been a little bit updated over the years, but for the most part, the Corollas have maintained this kind of look. So you've got that very angry or central pointing kind of front face, so everything points straight towards that Toyota badging. All your attention drives there. You've got those nice angry aggressive headlights with that front lip that does give a slightly aero look, and you've also got the split grille to allow for that airflow through to the actual motor, keep it nice and cool. Fog lamps do come fitted in this car, and you've got those beautiful big projector lights, which are going to give you a really nice clear cut line of light, and indicator lamps fitted into the side there. It is a very nice design on the headlights. Now, the front bar presents in very good condition. Trying to be really picky for you, but I can't see any marks of damage really on the front of that car, so it has been maintained pretty well. Now, coming across to the side, taking a look at that first alloy wheel, got a very cool kind of it looks like a turbine kind of rim. The design itself is in very good condition. Now, you probably notice a little bit of stuff on the outer rim there. That is just glue from the new tires that have actually been fitted onto this car, so that is going to save you a little bit of money and also longevity of the car as well in terms of how long you own it for and your maintenance and upkeep. Now, there is a slight kind of mark here on the paint. Seems like something's just fallen onto the paint and kind of stuck to it, but it's nothing major. It doesn't actually, it's not into the paint or eating the paint. It's just there, just so you are aware. But the panel itself is still in very good nick, and so is that rim, completely unmarked and undamaged. Now, the side mirrors and the door handles come color matching this beautiful silver color. They also present in good condition. You've also got the indicator lamp fitted into that to elevate the lamp itself and clear up that quarter panel for you. Now, we'll note there's a hairline scratch just under that side mirror there. Nothing too major, but just so you know that it's there, I'm going to point that out. If you open up the driver's side door and have a look inside the car, this car actually presents in very good condition. Yes, it is a 5-year-old car and you tend to see a bit of wear and tear, but I got to say, this car presents beautifully. There is a slight mark here just on the driver's seat, just if I can get the camera person to show you that, and a little bit of a mark there as well, but the seat itself is still in very good condition. There's no stains or marks of damage, and the carpets are also in good nick. And generally you tend to see a lot of damage on the door card in some of these used cars, but you can see there's no marks or damage whatsoever, so it has been looked after pretty well. If you come to the back of the car, now I will note that the back windows are a little bit darker than the front. That is just a privacy glass. Now, these have a very slight tinting to them. It is not that dark. Doesn't actually look very even. If you did want to even that out and give you a slightly better kind of protection and coverage, we can sort that out for you. So please speak to us about our premium tint options. Now, having a look in the back of the car, back seats also present quite well. No marks of damage that in the back seats. Carpets are also very clean. Back of the seats are also in very good nick. There's no damage from any kicking or kids mucking around in the back seat. So good to see that the car has been looked after pretty well. Now, that second rim is also in excellent condition. No damage on that rim, just a little bit of dust. So yeah, that rim also presents quite well. In the back of the rear bar, there is also another small hairline scratch, but again, nothing to be too concerned about. The back of the car is quite a stunning look. Again, this has pretty much been a consistent look across the Corollas. Got those nice aggressive headlights, that very beautiful design, I've got to say. There's a lot of angles and curves in these new Corolla designs. Reverse lamp, brake lamp, and also you have a high mounted brake light as well, just to indicate better when you are braking. Got your rear wipers and washers, especially in small hatches. You don't tend to see that, so these also have that fitted. And you've also got that shark fin antenna, which looks quite nice and quite aero. This car does come with the reverse camera, which is going to help you park the vehicle. And if you open up the boot, just so you can have a look in the back as well in terms of space, plenty of space in the back of the hatch. 3 baby seat mounting points if you did need to use it. There are also small little hangers here to hang your groceries. And if I lift this up, you've got that spare wheel just under there with all your jacking tools. Now, this is just a steel rim, but in terms of dimensions, the tire looks like it's almost a full-size tire, so you're not actually on a space saver. However, there is just a steel rim in there to act as a rim. The car also does come fitted with that cargo barrier or blind. Keep your things nice and private. Coming across to the passenger side, fuel filler cap is on the passenger side of the car, which is the safe side, so you're not going to be in any oncoming traffic. That third rim also, generally the side with the most damage, presents quite well. There is a very superficial mark just on the edge there. Seems like it's just kind of scraped the paint off, not actually damaged the rim, but that also presents really well, and lots of tread remaining on those tires. Paintwork on the passenger side is also in very good condition. Minor mark here, and just a very superficial mark there, but the paintwork still feels quite good and looks quite good. Now that fourth and final rim, generally the one with the most damage, no damage on that rim at all either, and just a little bit of glue from the new tires we fitted. So as you can see guys, a beautifully presented car. I will note there is very slight scuffing just on that front bar there. Again, it's not actually damaged the bar, it's very, very light. So we've got 4 rims in excellent condition, 2 brand new tires fitted on the front of the car. Back tires still have plenty of tread. You do have tinting already fitted onto the car, and the paintwork is quite good for its age. Now what we're going to do is actually pop the hood and take a look inside. Take a look inside the engine bay of the Corolla. Now what we have here is Toyota's 4-cylinder 1.8 litre VVTi motor. It does also come fitted with a 7-speed automatic gearbox. So again, very, very comfortable drives in these Toyotas, and you've got that very reliable motor and engineering behind it. This car itself is a 5-star ANCAP rating with 7 airbags, so lots of safety for all the 5 passengers in the car. This motor itself produces 103 kilowatts with 173 newton meters of torque. So for a small vehicle like this, that is plenty, and it's going to take you everywhere quite comfortably. This car is a petrol car. It does have a 50-litre capacity fuel tank, does run on your 91 fuel. You can also use E10 if you wanted to. This car has a combined fuel consumption of 6.6 litres per 100 kilometers, or an average fuel distance of 758 kilometers off a full tank, depending on how you drive. Taking a look inside the Corolla now, being a 2015 car, you do expect slight little marks here and there, but I've got to say this car actually presents really well. Yeah, there are a few little wear and tear marks here, but we'll touch on exactly what they are as we go through the car, and you'll notice just how minuscule or minor they actually are. Now on the driver's side door, do get your full automatic window on your driver's side. The rest are just standard power windows, which you do need to hold manually to control. There are also your central lockings and also your window lock controls just on this armrest on the door. Now on the right hand side of the dash, you've got your vent here on this beautiful plate. I actually quite like the design of this. It integrates beautifully into the actual look of the car. You do get a headlight height adjuster and also your power mirror controls, which you can adjust it with these little toggles. On the right hand side of the steering wheel, you've got your left and right indicator, fog lamp controls and headlight controls, as well as high beam. And also on the left hand side are your wipers and washers for both front and rear. Now the steering wheel is a very nice steering wheel. Quite beautifully presented. Again, not much wear or tear. Generally you tend to see a lot of wear on the top of the steering wheels due to the kind of light and wear that it gets, but this actually presents really well. On the left hand side are your volume buttons, your mute button, and also your call, reject and seek mode, and Bluetooth and voice control for your Bluetooth connectivity. On the right hand side is a little display button. That is actually for the display in your dash, so that is going to show you your trip A, trip B, average fuel consumption and fuel distance. And behind that, like all Toyotas, is your cruise control setting. So you would tap that to turn that on and then flick it down to actually engage your cruise control. On the left hand side, coming over to the entertainment system, you've got a very nice big touchscreen head unit. Again, very well fitted into the actual fascia kit. It does come with a CD input, AM, FM radio, Bluetooth connectivity, and app connectivity as well for your mobile connection. And you can also run your maps when your Bluetooth is connected, so it does need to run through your phone itself. Volume and seek and track, etc., like everything else. And if I no, that's for your Bluetooth Connect. Now below that, you do have all your hard buttons for your actual AC system. So you've got your modes, your fan speed, and your temperatures. And if I go into source, just so you've got AM, FM radio, CD, Bluetooth audio, auxiliary, and also your Pandora Connect, which is your mobile connect. You got a 12-volt socket down here, 2 blank spots if you wanted to add maybe a light bar or something to a car like this. A USB and auxiliary input for your actual head unit. Now that compartment does fold away quite neatly if you wanted to. There is also a slight storage, small storage level below. That's actually quite deep. There's a storage level below that. Got a nice gear shifter. If I bring that into reverse, that's that reverse camera that I was mentioning in the on the exterior walk around. The rear bar is quite clearly seen at the bottom there, and very easy to maneuver and back up. Now if I bring this down into drive actually and flick it to the right, that'll engage your sports shift system, so you can actually manually control the gears yourself if you want a little bit of extra control, maybe up a hill or something like that, or you can just leave it in drive. Behind that is a sports button. That is probably going to stiffen the car a little bit or increase the responsiveness of the actual throttle, but it's not going to add anything quite sporty like most cars. It is simply a Corolla. You do also have your stability control and 2 cup holders. You can actually take out that separator if you wanted to utilize the whole space. Now, like I said, a few wear and tear marks. There's a little bit of maybe a glue or something on the top of this plastic, and also on this piano black gloss finish, very light marks here and there. It's not really something major or no damage to the actual plate, but just slight scratches and hairline marks on there, so nothing too major. Nice manual handbrake. Now this center console armrest, if I lift that up, there are 2 compartments, shelving compartment and also deeper compartment below that for any extra storage. Service books are also in the car, just on the inside. Pull these open just so you can have a run through quickly as to what the servicing is like in a car like this. So these cars are serviced every 10,000 kilometers, and from what I can see, 10, 30, so there is a skip between 10 and 30, 40, 50, 60. So the car has been maintained pretty well by the previous owner. May have missed 1 or 2 services, but for the most part, these cars are pretty bulletproof. You cannot go wrong with a car like this. But we do have protection plans that can offer you the full coverage for the car. So what we're going to do is actually jump outside and wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching the walk around video on this 2015 Toyota Corolla Ascent hatchback. Now, hope the video actually gave you a good representation as to the condition and also the features that does come in the car. Now, if you did have any additional questions, wanted to test drive it, or actually wanted to purchase it before you came in, you can do that. The number to dial is 99070555. Just before I go though, like I mentioned before, we do have this car does qualify for our premium mechanical protection plan. Now what that will offer you is 5 years extended protection up to 200,000 kilometers. And it does cover the car for 181 electrical and mechanical components. Now that also does come with the added benefit of 10 years platinum roadside assistance nationwide. So plan on keeping this car for a while. I do highly recommend you take advantage of this service. In addition to that, please speak to us about our glass coat and tinting. Now, as I mentioned before, we can package that in for you if you did want to go for a slightly darker tinting on the car itself. However, it does have a very light tinting, but what I more recommend is the actual glass coat or ceramic coating for your paintwork. That is going to give you a lifetime warranty. It's going to protect your car from all the environmental factors of contamination, rusting, fading, oxidization, all these kinds of things. So that is great value in this. So speak to us about these. Now these are at an additional cost. However, if you are using our in-house finance, I would love to introduce you to our business managers, Julie and Mario, who show just how minimal these will really affect your repayments. Lastly, but most importantly, please check out our Google reviews. With over 1,100 reviews and sitting at 4.8 stars, gives you the assurance as a buyer that you're dealing with the right people and the right kind of business for a good quality vehicle. As I mentioned before, if you did have any additional questions, the number to dial is 99070555. My name is Nathan, and thank you so much for watching.